Plaintiff Jasmine Campbell met the defendant in college, and they started dating. Jasmine claims after their son was born, their relationship went downhill because she caught the defendant text messaging other women, and she's suing him today because he moved out without paying rent. Defendant David Jones admits that he and Jasmine had issues because she suspected he was talking to other women. David also admits that he moved out of the apartment he shared with Jasmine and their son, but insists it was because they were broken up and he didn't want his son to be homeless.
Tell me what happened here.
David and I met in college. We started dating shortly after.
What college?
Western Illinois University.
Okay.
We started dating shortly after we met. After a while, I graduated. We sort of moved in together. I found out I was pregnant. The relationship, had its ups and downs before I got pregnant, but we decided to, do the family thing, what have you. Nicholas was born with some kidney issues. So at that time, we had decided to move to Chicago, where he's from. And while we were in the doctor's office, David was talking and texting on his phone in a way that, sort of made me suspicious. So I checked the phone. It turned out that he was having some sort of relations with this young lady from Western. And to the point where he had told this girl that I had the baby and left, and he was taking care of the baby by himself with his mother. And,
it's not true at all, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
And what have you. Anyway, after, obviously, there was an argument, and we sat and talked about it. And, I had just had my son. We decided that we were going to try and work it out. Okay, so we went ahead and moved.
So you did move here?
We did. I did move here.
Let me allow him to give me some background before we get to the rent. Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Your Honor, I met Jasmine a few years ago in college. I'm a fraternity man.
Did you finish?
No, I didn't finish.
Why not?
Financial issues.
Couldn't get financial aid?
No, I actually couldn't.
Why
believe
not?
it or not. They say my family made too much money.
All right. And how many years had you been there?
By that time, I was down there. By the time I met her, I was there for about 4 years.
Wow. That's how long it takes to graduate.
True.
They wouldn't give you any more financial aid because they had given you enough.
True. But
and you were supposed to have graduated with the amount of financial aid that they gave you.
It's not that I wasn't trying because, I went to junior college out there. Financial issues came across then. After that, I did online university. Financial issues just follows me.
Did you ever take out any college loans?
I tried to.
And what?
Make too much money.
Who was making too much money?
My parents couldn't co-sign for me.
I believe you're partying too much with the fraternity. What fraternity are you with?
Beta Phi Pi.
Okay. All right. I hope that wasn't the case. So go right ahead, sir. I think you haven't done enough. Pardon?
He owed the schools. That's why he had to switch.
That's what it was. He owed the school.
I owed
and
them.
you have to, pardon?
I did owe him. Like I said,
well, then that's why.
I have financial
Did you take
problems.
off some time?
Yeah, I took off for the time.
That's why you owe them, because you stopped going to school. And when you stop going, you have to pay all the loans you've borrowed and whatever monies you owe them. That's what happened, isn't it?
That's something like that, yeah.
I know. Tell me about your relationship with this young lady.
We had a baby. Everything was fine. We had to go through obstacles that, most normal couples that have a baby at a young age has to go through financial problems. Things were fine.
How'd you blow the relationship? She seems like a very nice young lady. Educated, pretty.
I don't feel like I blew the relationship.
Well, what happened?
Like you said, she had suspicions of me talking to numerous women.
Numerous now. She didn't even say numerous. You telling on yourself. Now, go ahead.
She's seen a couple of text messages that could have been taken out of context.
Go ahead, sir.
And that's pretty much how we ended it.
All right. And this happens a lot of time. You're not alone. And I hope these young people, and I tell my sons, or I told them when they started college, I said the number one distraction in college is allowing yourself to hop around with a bunch of women, losing focus on what you're there for. Your best bet is to do what you did, and you should have kept doing that. Get you one woman, just date her. You all focus together on achieving your goals, then you determine whether you all want to make a longer commitment. And she did that. All right, I got your point. And as I said, you blew it. Go ahead. Tell me how he owes you for this rent and termination fees. Yes, ma'am.
Go to the rent. So we moved to Chicago. The relationship at that point was a bit, he downplayed it a lot as far as how it ended. He never hit me, but he alluded to the fact that he has anger issues, and he would allude to the fact that he could hurt me at times. At one time when I was holding our son when he was a baby, he did hold me down on the bed to the point where I had to scream for his brother to tell him to stop.
That's not true at all.
Go ahead, ma'am. Let's kind of move on to how you all ended up separating.
We
Go ahead.
broke up in January of 2008. We decided we were going to stay in the apartment that we had leased because at the time, neither one of us could really afford it separately. So in January, I paid the rent myself. In February, the next month, he paid his half of the rent. But in February, he got mad at me. I had to work on a Saturday. He called my desk phone. I was in a meeting. He thought I wasn't at work. He threw a fit, called me and told me to come get our son because he was leaving. So I came home. He did pay his half of the rent then, but he left the apartment at that point, after which didn't pay the rent at all. January, March, April, May, June. He didn't pay any rent. I struggled to pay the whole rent by myself, but when June rolled around, I couldn't do it.
Had the agreement been that you would split it each month?
Yes.
All right,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I went to him, I told him, as I did every other month prior to that I could not afford this by myself. And if it came down to it, I wasn't gonna let my son and I just get evicted and kicked out. I was gonna go back home. Mm-hmm. He didn't help. I had to leave because we left before the lease was all the way up. They assessed a fee of $3,042.
For the balance of the lease?
No, for David left a lot of things. David left a few things in the apartment, and for breaking the lease, they assessed that fee, and for the late fees and for whatever for June and July.
Breaking the lease, as in the number of months remaining on the lease.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I have the.
How many months were remaining on the lease?
The lease was up in. The lease was up in July.
1 month left on the lease.
Yes, and David and I didn't do the walkthrough at the end of it.
Did you read the lease before signing it? Did it say something like that?
They jacked up the price. I have the lease right here.
Sir, what do you have to say about this? This is terrible.
Who are you telling?
Leaving 1 month ahead of time and having to pay $3,000. Go ahead, sir.
At the time that we split, Jasmine was going to leave with our son. And
I was having financial troubles.
No.
Go ahead.
She was leave with our son, and as she already said earlier, she's not from the area, so she had no clue of where she was going to go. She just said she was going to. I'll find somewhere to go. So I left. I spent the night at a friend's house here, my mom's house there.
And you never returned.
I never returned.
All right. So why don't you think you should pay part of the balance?
I never said that I don't think I should pay.
Okay, so how do we end up here today?
You have to ask her that.
No, you know what she's going to tell me? She's going to say because you haven't paid her. That's what she's going to tell me. I promise you.
And I paid my $1,500 of the debt. Here's my check statement to that effect. And I'm currently paying on his half of the debt.
Anything to say about that?
I mean, to be honest, Your Honor, she just told me about.
How far are you from finishing school?
I'm not too far.
How far? You don't even know. How many classes?
I mean, I really don't know at the time, Your Honor, to be honest.
He's going to have to start over because he owes school.
Start over?
Because he owes school, so unless he pays those, he can't get his transcripts to switch over to a different school.
Credits.
So
they won't transfer his credits.
He either pay or start over. When he started online, he had to take proficiency tests. They got his high school diploma and what have you, but they weren't able to get the transcript from Weston because he owes them like $8,000.
I have to ask her because you don't have a clue. She knows all your business. You know nothing about your own business. I don't know how much I owe you. I don't know how many credits I need to graduate. I don't know how many classes I need to graduate. I don't know how to help you, sir, other than to tell you you need to get a job and pay off the amount of monies that you owe so that you can complete college and get your degree so that you won't be crying poor mouth all the rest of your life.
Well, I have a job and I'm working on everything.
Okay, good. And you're going to pay toward that?
Yes, I will.
All right, because a lot of young people, they get the job and they still don't pay the monies they owe that would allow them to complete college. I hope you're not that type.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck to you. Judgment for the plaintiff and $3,326. Would you ever take him back?
No.
Why?
Because the relationship was downplayed and he did a lot of things that's just
You won't forgive him?
For not taking care of his child when
It's all about our son.
he
Your Honor.
could.
She's lying.
No, I won't. That's unacceptable to me.
I don't even want it.
She's smiling. You might have a shot. You better
No,
try to get her back.
He doesn't.
I'm telling you, that's a
Trust
good
me.
woman. It's hard to find them. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.